pattern. But GIS, Geographical Information Systems, and ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, took a study of conducting a wetland atlas map. And from 12 years, they found that it has doubled. In Solapur, it says that wetlands have doubled. Nearly from 24,000, they have become to 45,000 hectares. So is this a good point or a bad point? That is what we are again creating that, because once the water is coming more, there are small pastures which are forming. It creates good impact on the species but a bad impact on the agricultural pattern, because the cropping pattern is not suited to such kind of pastures. So this is one of the key findings what we found in terms of land and agriculture, specifically to the wetlands.
Changing the property of the land, so they're having to change the cropping patterns, use different crops, and so that complicates the whole situation.
And
same in Europe, because they subsidize particular trees or whatever, or crops, and so people working in the agriculture take
move.
The second point what we looked
Not
at,
knowing whether it's good or bad.
Yes.
second point what we looked at, agriculture of Solapur is mainly rain fed. We are dependent majorly on rain, and you can see the variations of rain occurring. And the crop pattern what is there in Solapur starts with a jawar. We also have a sugarcane, we also have a paddy. But this is a ranking of crops what we have observed. Like jawar stands first. And this cropping pattern is under threat. Because of changing climatic conditions. And in Solapur there are two major food crops called, only grape wine is produced there, and a pomegranate, which is very rare in some parts of the world. Pomegranate is produced because of the very good climatic conditions. And we have a pomegranate research institute at Solapur University, which is doing excellent work into that. But because, as you say, grape is a very climatically affected crop. If something little bit occurs, it dies. And because of this, there are a lot of funguses which are growing on the grapes because of the climatic conditions. Because the moisture is more, the dryness is less. So because of that, the fungus are coming up on a major aspect. And pest control management is becoming a major issue now. Earlier it was only depending on the two crops which are exported across the globe. But now, because of this effect, there is a pest control management which people are thinking of doing it. So this is again a threat, might be a possibly a change of climate which is impacting land, agriculture. We talked about wetlands also. Coming to one more thing called socio-economic. Socio-economic, if you see that Solapur, these are the eyes of Solapur. We can see a London eye from our LSE lab, but this is like 12 to 15 Solapur eyes which are erected every a year on a celebration of a fair which is conducted somewhere for 15 days. So large, huge amount of fair where people come and celebrate together. That is called Gadda Fair. And coming down to the economic part, 86% of the district comes under low or medium development, and only 14% is supposed to be developed. Means what? If something happens to the 18%, this 14% will also get affected. Overall, all the 100% people will definitely get affected if a small change in economic conditions do occur, like a cropping pattern, agricultural pattern, anything happens, or textile sector, something happens, this all people will get affected. So what we did to check out this, we did some pilot studies for health and safety for the workers. We did it for a pilot study for 4 industries, textile industries within the Solapur, and we started collecting the data on terms of how is their health, are they taking good care of their health, and we did a small survey out of that, and the results showed a different, like we did an eye testing, we did an hand meter test. Hand meter test is very nice. Like suppose if you are weaving something, you use only right hand. Your left hand is not at all used. So your right hand becomes strong, your left hand becomes weak. So the people who are working for 15 years weaving that, the right hand is very strong. Say do all the activities by right hand, and eventually this hand was never been used on a larger extent, so it is weaker. So that is what we picked up from that. And there was a respiratory, we took up some respiratory analysis also. We tried to ask them to do eye testing and other thing. It was seen that people who are working for 20 years in the textile industry have deteriorated their eyesight because of, I said, improper or possible pollutions which are occurring in the industry. Yes, there are some industries which are helping them towards on the other side, but a small or medium scale industry which does not have any economy to look for the workers is not looking on that larger base. So health and safety aspect for the industry has been not looked out. So this also is a problem for the workers. Now, what is the problem for the citizens? All the respiratory diseases have been increasing. This is the data taken from the government hospital from 2007, and we did a survey from 2008, 2009, 2010. The pulmonary tuberculosis, then respiratory syndromes, everything is increasing. If you see the last figure, it should decrease, but there is an increase even this year. So there is a huge need which has to be taken care for human health in terms of indoor for workers as well as for the citizens. Nobody is safe. Nobody is safe. Either the people who are working within the industry or the people who are outside working for their normal life.
I had a question.
Yes, sure.
These figures, what's the proportion, like how many people would be from the community and how many would be workers?
No, this is a general hospital data.
Right.
This is a general hospital, civil hospital general data what we have taken, where people go admit themselves and other things. When you are talking about the workers as well as the citizens, this being a free hospital, so maximum people who are coming might be the people who are not willing to go outside. So it comes under the 86% band. 14% band we can just keep it away, but 86% of the citizens do come. So this data consists of both the workers as well as the citizen, normal citizen. Very important part, a very nice slide, and now we'll talk about a little bit of biodiversity. Okay, if you see, this is a great Indian bustard, which is a rare species. We have made a post stamp out of this, and we have a bird sanctuary at Solapur, because these birds migrate and lay eggs in Solapur, which is just 10 kilometers away, called a place called Nanad's. So this is the great Indian bustard. Very few Indian bustards are available across the globe. International, the BBC, if you just check your BBC website, BBC has put great Indian bustard as one of the rare birds. And there is a good shooting of Solapur, that film has been posted there on the BBC website. So I was just seeing yesterday, I was shocked, like I thought like this I should mention, because the great Indian bustard is a great rare bird which is been put up by many governments. And international, I'll just put up the name for that. I just will tell you the name which has put that also in a rare species bird. International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN. I'll be showing the second slide. IUCN has put this as rare species. 1970s, a bird sanctuary was started in Solapur. Conservation Act started doing in Solapur. But from that till now, the proportion of birds is coming down because of encroachment, because of anthroponic emissions, or because of cattle's feeding into that, and many more. So one might be the possible industrial which are very situated little bit near to it. So this is what the problem is, the great Indian bustards. You have a look at YouTube, you'll get a lot of things on YouTube. Second, we move down to the second I am only talking about the main prominent species which are to be seen. The second, if you see that is a Solapurian fox or a wolf.
Wolf.
Yeah, it's a wolf. This wolf has become rare. Now, University of Purdue, ale and the vice cousin have provided a compensation for this. For example, if it attacks on somebody, you will be getting a compensation. But till now, rarely it is found that anybody has claimed for the compensation. So the protecting policies are there, but these numbers have come down. The possible reasons might be one of the pollution effect which is occurring, and everybody stays within the harmony. This is a bird sanctuary, there also comes a fox and everything. One good thing, I talked about many bad things. Now good thing, fresh water, as I said, Solapur is in supplied, surface water is been supplied from three things. One is Ujni Dam, which is like 50 to 60 kilometers. Second is Ikruk Tank, which is very near to it. And the third is Bhima Basin. I am talking about the names of the water bodies from where we get it to Solapur. So, a study conducted in 2009, they did a fish diversity study within the basin. That was their geological way of doing it, so they did it on the basin. And they found that there are 13 more species of fishes which are prominent there. So, the water quality is very nice to be drinkable. So, the basins have not been affected because they are away. But possibly if this situation goes on and on, it might get also affected. So the good reason is that the drinking water, surface drinking water has not been affected at one of the basins called Bhima. So good point. And yes, taking from this good points, is there a possible solution for this? We'll just try. Whatever I have mentioned, I put up into this. I talked about how Great Indian Bustard is one of the rarest species put up by the. I talked about wolf, how it has been compensation allowances have been given, but rarely somebody has gained. Might be Solapur people should also not knowing there is a compensation allowance if a wolf attacks, and you can kill a wolf only in terms of self-defense. So there are some rules which have been mentioned, which have been put up. After a huge amount of problems, huge amount of research, huge amount of thinking, so is there a possible solution? Is there a business case study? Exist? Yes, do exist. ICT is information and communication technology. It consists of computers, it consists of radios, it consists of TV, media, then your networking, everything connected together. It's like sitting on a LAN, you are with Google, you can check Google at any time. So that is there. Now how I can link ICT to textiles to solve this problem? As I said, the clusters are small, there are small industries, there are medium industries, and there is no large as for the large powerloom industry in Solapur. So there can be a linkage for ICT and textile. How ICT helps in textile? For example, if you want to choose a coloring of a house, you choose a proper color before taking it and painting it on a computer. So coloring structure of your dresses, what you are wearing, can be done on that. Design part can be done. So this is what computer graphics can be put up. It can be used for proper logistics. It can be informed to another people to connect to each other. So putting all this together, we formulate a module